So where's the true freedom? Is the freedom in the meditation, or is the freedom at the end of the meditation? Are you now free from meditation? In that case, is meditation a kind of prison, or a kind of, is it a task or a duty? Is it something you feel you have to do? Is it a belief? I have to meditate. I must meditate. Meditation will set me free. Is it true? It's not meditation that sets you free. It's your understanding that your beliefs are creating your boundaries. When you understand that you are not your beliefs, that beliefs are also just thoughts that come and go, old conditioning, things from the past, then there's nothing to be free from. I'll just repeat that. Simple part. There is nothing to be free from. we just we just think that we're stuck or caught or trapped or something, and then we think that we have to be free. But both of these are views, ideas, perceptions, or if you like, even attitudes or beliefs. I believe that I am me, therefore I need to be free from me. So if I meditate, then I'll become free from myself. All of these actually are just bunches of concepts, beliefs, ideas, and that's not actually what makes you free. What makes you free is when you realize that they are all just concepts, ideas, stories, stuff that you made up, another cage that you've made for yourself. My dear Nurhan has shared, feeling so calm, expanded, relief and stillness, joy of love, and also cozy touch of the sensation of love, surrounded all over my being. Wow. Thank you, Jeff Jim, for this beautiful meditation. Well, you know, I thank myself for this beautiful meditation, and you thank yourself for this beautiful meditation, because ultimately, all I really did was meditate myself. I practiced on myself. All I did was verbalize. Yes, you listened, and yes, it provoked you into a particular state of being, but you could have been doing something else. You could have been shopping. You could have been, I don't know, at the gym. You could have been doing anything. And this is not just you, Nurhan, but all of us. We could have found many other things to do today, but we didn't. We came to this Zoom meeting. We listened. We let go of our old stuff. We relaxed. We felt. We experienced. And we did that by ourselves. You did this by yourself. I, Jeff Oliver, did this by myself. So this also is a freedom. It's my freedom from you, your freedom from me, but it's your freedom within yourself. So beautiful.
And another thing I want to add to this speech, if you let me.
Go ahead.
Okay. I could have done all these meditation, all these things on my own, but I have chosen to come to your field, and you have created this field for us. I have thanked for this. It's a choice.
Exactly. Thank you.
And
That's
at soul level, I knew that, and something impelled me to this field. And always group healings, group meditations are so powerful as well. And yeah, that was all I wanted to add.
beautiful. Thank you. There is, Bülent said, Jeff, attachment to things, home, etc., is very much like attachment to a person. It feels like the person you are attached to is your home. If you lose that person, you feel like homeless, alone. But our real home, as you said, everywhere, here and now, happiness is there. Peace is there within you, not outside or in the other person. We should throw the shovel. We should drop attachment to things or persons to be free. Peaceful and feel our real home. Thank you. Yeah, you're really right, Bülent. Thanks for sharing. You know, you say we should throw the shovel. It's true. We can do some physical things, some actions that break us out of our mold, break us out of our form that we believe that we are. That's why I said, wear your hippie clothes and go shopping. Doesn't have to be hippie clothes. It can be any clothes. Wear your old clothes. Do something different. Break out of your own conditioning, and you will then see a change in yourself. And then you realize that there was an attachment to, when I go to this place, I must wear these clothes. When I go to that place, I must wear those clothes. When I speak to this person, I must speak in this way. When I go to that place, I must act in that way. It even comes down to, I must wear my hair like this. I must act in a particular way, speak in a particular way. I don't mean be really crazy or stupid, and I certainly don't mean to be harmful or rude to anyone in any way. This is all about changing your habits, and by doing
Can't hear you, Jeff.
oh,
You were out for 30 seconds, so please go ahead, Jeff.
Gone again.
sorry about that, friends. I don't know what happened. Are you there, Costa?
Yeah, we can hear you again.
Okay, thanks. Something weird happened. It just froze. And now on my desktop, I have a little icon that is in the shape of a page, and it says debug. Any idea?
Don't debug.
Hey?
Don't debug, no.
So what do I do with that thing? Delete it, or how do I?
Is
Did
it
I just-
bothering you? We can go on with the Zoom. We see you fine.
Okay. Thank you. I'll seek your advice later. Thank you, brother.
No problem.
So I did lose my train of thought, but perhaps it doesn't really matter. Sorry about that, friends. Anyway, some friends are still commenting. Feel free to make a comment. Feel free to unmute yourself if you'd like to say something. We're getting towards the end of our time. Fergus said, stillness. Thought came and went away like visitors, like clouds drifting away. That's all they do, Fergus. And everybody else, that's all thoughts do. They're not our enemy. They don't, in fact, we use them all day long. We can just let them come and let them go. When you become a powerful watcher, and that's the objective awareness, you just see things come and go. They're not yours. You don't own them. You don't get involved in them. You don't try to attack them, kill them, stop them, keep them. You let them come. You let them go. So nice, so relaxing, so freeing. Nothing to do, nothing to control, nothing to get rid of. Whew. Kim Wa Chin said, truly rejoice with Jeff and everyone in the room. Yeah, thank you. It's so beautiful. I've had a really great time today. Thank you, everybody. Yasemin, thank you, dear Jeff, Janam. Janam Nedemek. And then Nilhan said, freezing Zoom may be a hint that now is the time to say bye, dear Jeff. Okay, Nilhan. Görüşürüz. See you later. And Mel said, thanks so much, Jeff. I have to go now, but today was a really beautiful meditation. Love to everybody. Thank you, dear Mel. And Anka said, after an unpleasant physical experience of retreat, I was given a text on 5 obstacles on the spiritual path. I thought that the text refers to what's happening during contemplation of or meditation. But if I reflect on your commentary on the meditation, then what is happening in my life, anger, laziness, doubts, are just the obstacles on the path to freedom, right? Yes, exactly. And every retreat that you've done with me, Anka, I've talked about those 5 hindrances, those 5 obstacles. I didn't call them obstacles, I called them the 5 friends. But you definitely have heard me talk about those before. I usually, because we usually do a 10-day retreat in Czech Republic, then I would always include those, usually on about day 8. So believe it or not, it's not the first time that you've heard them. But sometimes we need to hear things over and over again, or maybe we need to read it, or actually we get it at a certain time and it just sinks in. It goes straight to your heart and it makes so much sense. So, and it's good. You're absolutely right. They're just obstacles on the path to freedom, not just obstacles to meditation. So, and sometimes actually I do present it on retreat as the obstacles of meditation. So you could be referring to what I've shared with you also, but it's deeper than that. And that is the obstacles to the path of freedom. And that's whether you're at work, whether you're at home, when you're doing the shopping, when you're at the beach, it's still the same. The obstacles are still there. So beautiful. So quite often in this practice, we are not just seeing, we're not trying to find what we want. We're trying to see what is blocking us from finding what we want. Maybe you want to write that down. We are not just trying to find what we want. We are seeing the obstacles to us finding what we want. So stop looking for what you want and see what you've got. And what you've got can often be an obstacle to what you want. That may have sounded complicated, but in fact it was very simple. In one sense, it meant just be here and now and see what's happening in the mind now. But what's happening in the mind now, you might say this is an obstacle, like anger or fear or worry or doubt or stress. You would say it's an obstacle. So, but what we do is we investigate that. What is fear? What is stress? What is anger? What is this so-called obstacle? Is it really an obstacle? If I see through this, what will I see? Actually, you will see what you want to see. You will find the peace, the serenity, the clarity, the happiness, the love, the essence. But people think I have to stop the anger, stop the fear, stop the stress. Stopping them won't help. Pushing them aside only pushes them back in another place. What we need to do is feel them, experience them. And this is the difficult side of meditation, the part that nobody really wants to do. We want to skip this part and we want to get to the happiness. You won't get to the happiness if you don't do the work. And the work is to see, to know, and feel these unpleasant experiences. They're not always unpleasant, sometimes awkward, sometimes strange, unusual, sometimes very powerful, that appear to be blockages along the path. In a way, they're not really blockages, they're just maybe doors to cages. Maybe they are gates that we need to pass through. And this is where our patience also comes in. Constantly going through gate after gate, door after door, jumping hurdle after hurdle. We will get to a certain point that becomes more clear. And we'll understand more of where we've come from. So a few more messages. Emel said, I contemplated on my deep feeling inside. The word for it is longing. Beautiful. Yep. Longing is one of the pastimes of the ego. It means in a way that it wants something that it doesn't have now. But the truth is that one question that we can ask is it true that I don't have it now? And it's funny because what that question does is it makes you stop. So when you find that you're longing for something, looking for something, wanting to feel a particular feeling, that's usually what longing means, kind of like missing, wanting. If you stop and ask yourself, is it true that I can't or don't experience that now? And sit with that question. Sometimes when you sit with that, the calmness that comes from contemplating the question reveals what you are after. And sometimes the answer, normally you would think, oh no, this is not what I want. Or is it true that it's not present? You would say, no, it's not present. I'm stressed, or I'm worried, or I'm longing, I want something. But if you sit with that and ask yourself, is it true that what I'm longing is not present? And you look deep enough, actually you will find it's already present, which includes peace, love, and then you get thankfulness and all sorts of things. And it's just an experiment. And Oljai said, meditation is a beginning, opening to discovery, our existence, path, endless journey of freedom. My soul feels at home during these teachings and practice. Thank you, Jeff. I also feel you are a beautiful gift and meaningful tool. Yes, in a way, that's what I am, especially to myself. Yeah. Thank you, Jeff, said Ainur, and I thank you too, Ainur. And Leslie Go said to me directly, but it seems I can share it. Jeff, for another insightful, TQVM, thank you very much, Jeff, for another insightful sharing. Have to go now, sending metta. Yes, thank you. I feel everyone's metta, or do I? Maybe I'm just feeling my own metta. Roddy in the room said, feel so much emotion today, realizations, so much learning experienced from this meditation. Thank you, Jeff. I thank you, Roddy. And Bulant said, thank you, brother, for sharing your wisdom. Thank you, dear friends, for your presence. Stay safe, healthy, and peaceful. We will. Thank you. Ainur also said, I feel relaxed and peaceful, although my mind jumps between thoughts. And that's what the mind does. It jumps between thoughts. Jumps between thoughts, or jumps, the thoughts are the jumping. So one of the tricks, and many teachers talk about it, is to find the gap between the thoughts, the space between the thoughts. So when the mind jumps, maybe you can feel the emptiness in that jump in mid-flight, almost like you jump in the air and someone takes a photo and you just stay suspended, that space in between two thoughts. Anyway, that was my spontaneous analogy. Oops, I went the wrong way. Sevin said, today's teaching was so profound, came into my heart, into my soul, exactly what I need to hear in these days. Thank you so much, Janam Hojam. Rijaydrim Janam. And Gersde said, felt so many emotions today and understood how much effort I put to not see them in my life nowadays. Yes, thank you, Jeff, and everyone. Yes, we thank you. Have to go, Jeff, said Visakha in Malaysia. Looking forward to more sessions like today's. A lot of things to contemplate and work on. Good, I hope you took some notes. And thanks for the powerful talk, and bye for now. Lots of metta. You're welcome. And Mr. Costa said, I have a question. I would like to ask it verbally if you don't mind. Yep, that's fine. I'll just read Irina's message. Thank you, Jeff, for the talk and the meditation. It was spot on. And all of a sudden, I have changed my vision of things. You have helped me see things to set myself free. Yes. You were already free, but now you know you're free. It's really interesting. Even when you look at it that way, change a couple of concepts and everything changes. Karen said, I have to go. Thank you so much. Oh, got a new variation. TQSM, thank you so much for all your wise teaching. Sharing. I really enjoy your talk, and as usual, learn a lot from you. Thank you so much, Jeff. Take care. Goodbye, and sadhu, 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 which means like amen, amen, amen. Hey, Costa, what can I do for you, brother?
Yeah, today I felt very interesting sensation that all the luggage, all the weight of me from the past is being carried up to every moment and the next moment. And yeah, I have this analogy that I think might illustrate the feeling. Like there is this a recipe of a very nice, tasteful dish which has just a couple of the ingredients and it tastes just wonderfully. And then I start adding salt and tomatoes and bananas and more stuff, and the recipe slowly starts to ruin. It turns into a complex and completely disgustful uh, bowl of I don't know what. And that's how I feel about almost yeah, every moment of life. It's just adding more stuff, one more book, one more conversation, one more meditation into the mix, and it's not really doing better. It's just adding, and I'm carrying it with me, and only seldomly I get to experience this revelation of freedom, of the returning to the primal recipe, where
Yes.
I still enjoy that freedom of the luggage, and I get to taste that freshness of the primal ingredients. So the question then is, how would I, yeah, how did you, did you ever find a way to actually, you know, search for this within the meditation and not to get just yet another thing thrown into the soup, which makes it even more disgusting?
So when you were saying that, I was thinking, you know, if you wanted to make a soup, right, which is similar to your analogy, then you might take this very fresh, pure spring water. Yeah. Maybe you live out in the woods and you got this spring water just coming up from the earth, like pure water. So you go and get some of this pure water and you go and you start mixing things into it. And even though you put in a few things, it tastes good, but you think, yeah, maybe a little bit more. Or, oh, last time I did this, or last time I did that. And then you put this and that and more. And like you say, it becomes so complicated. And after a while, you can't really taste anything. It just tastes like maybe 100 different things. But okay, you went to a lot of work. You, it took a lot of time. There's a lot of ingredients which might be expensive, but actually what you had in the beginning was pure water. It's the most perfect thing for you to drink and to appreciate, and to it nourishes even the body, the mind, and such. So yeah, I get your analogy. I really like it. And it's not so much, you know, if you've already put all those ingredients into that soup. So life already, we've made it complicated. You know, we've really gathered so many things and people and so much stuff around us that's really unnecessary. So then we have to just say, okay, this is where I am. So that's the first step, is waking up to where you are and what you've already done to yourself. So then there's that acceptance and saying, okay, it's like this. What can I do? It is as it is. I am as I am. Actually, this is all well. Then maybe you could do some forgiveness. If you still feel that you've caught up in it, maybe blaming yourself, you could say, okay, I did that in the past because I thought this was necessary to have more friends, more money, more business, more people, more possessions, more things in my life. I thought that was what I really needed because that's what all the advertisements told me. So then you might, forgive yourself for that. But then physically we can start letting go and saying, looking at something and saying, I don't use that anymore. It doesn't suit my lifestyle anymore. I don't need that anymore. And physically, just letting stuff go. Even becoming somewhat simplistic, minimalistic, just living with really the basics. So this is the step before the Buddha said about becoming homeless. And that is to minimalize all the stuff around you. Give it away. And I've spoken about this several times already, especially in recent weeks with this moving of house and all this sort of stuff. So, but ultimately, when we sit in meditation, the truth is there's nothing really here. Okay, there's a body. I can feel there's a body. I sense the body. I sense the other things that are out there in the world around me. But ultimately, what I'm experiencing is my mind. And yes, the mind might be busy. So there might be thoughts, there might be emotions, there might be confusions, past and future, etc. But if I am able to take a step back and just see that like television, like the Matrix, like something, it doesn't always disappear, but I am sitting back here. I know I'm the watcher. And in that knowing, I know that that is not me. That is not my true nature. That is not the pure essence of the water. Even if I've made this ugly soup with 100 different ingredients that doesn't taste like anything, I know the pure water is still in there. And that pure water is what I know. So it's coming back to that essence. I believe that when we have that view, a lot of that confusion, a lot of those extra things that are unnecessary will actually fall away by themselves. And this is coming from your wisdom. And I believe you, Costa, already have that. I'm also sharing this for the benefit of friends listening, that we learn to trust the process, that we are on a path. Many of you are coming to the weekly sessions here. You also have other spiritual teachings, spiritual readings, spiritual practices, which are all combining for you, working in this way of breaking down not only the physical things around you or the attachment to the physical body and the senses, but then breaking down those attachments to thoughts and attachments to beliefs, which is the breaking down of the ego, breaking down of the old conditioned self, and coming fresh into the present. So really all we're doing is practicing coming fresh into the present. Just as you appeared so fresh on the screen today. Thank you.
So there is a lemon juice, and just one drop of this lemon juice into the cup of tea makes it clear. You're saying some words of wisdom might have this effect. Some teachings do actually not add to the soup, but clear up to the water.
Yep.
I'm so glad I have good karma to be listening to your wisdom.
Yeah, I bless myself every day. And if you guys come along, if you think I'm blessing you, that's fine. Actually, what you're doing is blessing yourself. So Buddha was blessing himself. He shared what he understood, and then others blessed themselves because they listened and they practiced. So who's really doing the blessing? Actually, the individual is the one doing the blessing, not the actual teacher. So it's I don't know if you get this, but it's so beautiful for me because it sets me free. If people go around going, oh, Jeff Oliver, oh, you know, so good, so wise, so blah, 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 that doesn't help me. It doesn't serve me. It doesn't It doesn't make me free. It's nice, but it doesn't make me free. But when I realize by myself that sharing is just sharing, people practicing by themselves are practicing by themselves. What I do for myself is my liberation. What you do for yourself is your liberation. Yes, it's beautiful, but we don't then need to be attached to the outcomes, because this is just as big a cage and trap and prison as anything else. Many people are stuck in their spiritual cages. They're stuck in their spiritual practice. They're stuck in their religious practice. That's not to say that spiritual practices are wrong or religions are wrong. They're not. They actually make you free, but you also have to realize that the thing that shows you the path to freedom must also be set free from. We also must be free from that. The Buddha gave a very simple analogy. He said, if you want to pass from this shore of the river to the other shore of the river, you'll need something to get you across there. Let's say, for example, you don't swim by yourself. So you need something to get you across, whatever it is. It could be a rubber tire, you know, it could be bamboo, it could be a log, it could be a surfboard, it could be a jet boat, it could be a hovercraft, it could be, doesn't matter. But when you get to the other shore, you don't need it anymore. There's no point, if you're going to continue on your journey, no point taking that, you know, hovercraft with you up on the land and dragging it with you, or that surfboard, or, you know, those bamboo poles or whatever it was that you used to get there. The vehicle also must be let go of. In this way, all religions, when you use a religion and a practice to get you to a point of freedom, you realize that is no longer necessary. And that's the next level of freedom. And you will find spiritual people that still have their spiritual practice, but they are free from the practice. They still have their religion that led them to their freedom, but they don't have to be that religion anymore. They are not that practice anymore. So I guess partly that's how I came to freestyle Vipassana, because there are a lot of static forms of Vipassana, very mechanical forms of Vipassana. We use the form to do the practice, but then we have to turn the practice on itself and become free from the practice. And then you get your own real freedom. And it usually doesn't mean that you stop practicing. It means the practice transforms, perhaps into a higher level, or clearer, or simpler. Maybe it's coming back to your analogy, Costa, of just simplifying, just coming back to the essence, what is necessary. Sometimes when spiritual teachers are teaching, they're teaching the essence. But most people can't understand the essence, because the spiritual teacher had to go through a lot of experience to find the essence. And then they tell you just what is the essence. You know, like some will say, I am. I am, I am. That's it. End of story, end of teaching. Just go off and practice that. Or something like that. It's beautiful, it's true, it's right. But me, as a dumb Australian surfer guy, I don't know what is I am. How can I know what is I am? What am I going to do with I am? I am, I am. We still need some form, some vessel, something that's going to take us to the other side. But then we need to realize, I don't need that anymore. Now I'm at the other side. So we continue with our practice, whatever it is, simple as it is, keeping it simple and seeing it as it is. Thank you. It was beautiful. Fergus said, can you upload last week's session on the website? I guess all the sessions are not uploaded to the website, or am I wrong? Thank you ever so much. Fergus, you can message or talk to Oljai. She seems to be the webmaster, self-taught.
I'm not
mainly.
uploading them to the website, but I can email. Okay, thank you.
All right, yes. So there you are, Fergus. If you are still here, I'm not sure. Oh, yes, there you are. Sorry. Yes, you can. If you give Oljai your email address, she will send you the links and you can have access to them. Yeah. And then Barna said it was good to realize the relation between what you want and what you have already got and look into it. Yeah, beautiful. And also the concepts and the freedom. Thank you, Jeff, and everyone. See you next time. See you, Barna. You're very welcome. Kusor Im said, thank you very much, Jeff, for the valuable sharing. Have to leave, no worries. And Oljai said, thank you, friends. See you next week. Thank you, Oljai. Especially for doing the recordings and sharing them with friends. It's fantastic. And, you know, if there is something that you got from tonight's session, listening to it again once during the week is really going to really enforce and refresh your mind. Even in a few days, you start to, you know, this session starts to wear off and you just start getting back into the grind of daily life. So listening once again during the week can be very refreshing. To be honest, I also listen to these sometimes, and it sounds weird that I would listen to myself, but you know, teachings are teachings, and if it's good, then it's good. I don't care where it comes from, even from myself. Susan said, thank you, Jeff, and everyone. It was enlightening experience, especially when you shared and guided from another approach. Appreciate the emphasis on self-honesty, which very often pops up in mind, and seeing the mind work. Yeah, I feel it's purifying process. Beautiful. Thank you, and Maha Sadhu. Same to you, Susan. Thank you. And a few more here. Irina, Jeffrey, thank you. And Fergus, thank you, everyone. Oljai, to everyone. In case you wanted to email to Oljai, you can get the recordings directly from Oljai. And Irina said, thank you, Jeff, and everyone. Much love, and see you all next Saturday. Beautiful, Irina. Nice to see you as usual. And Susan said, sometimes it is this attachment to the practice that binds and cages us. Realizing this releases. Exactly. It's funny, but we don't realize. And Barana said, may I ask something before we leave? Yes, go ahead.
Okay. You said we need a vehicle, yes? If you want to go to the other side of the river or whatever. And then leave it, because you don't need it any longer. You used it, it did its job, so it can go. But the reason maybe we keep it, and the reason behind the attachment is probably, oh, what if I need it later? That is this fear of, you know, if you are confident that you will maybe make another one or find something else if you need it, then you wouldn't keep it. But the reason behind the attachment is that fear, or is that maybe not fear, but if it is not something like material, if it wasn't a material, but just a person or something or whatever it is, you say, oh, I have it, as you said, it is good. I may need it later, so it is good for me. It is, your ego maybe, I don't know, or your fear, or your whatever. But the reason behind is that you, again, as you said, it is the concept of you may need it. It is again a concept. It is not reality. When you watch a film, the film you like and you watch it over again, or you read the same book, maybe some people read it over and over because they find something there and they believe that it is real, but it isn't. They are all concepts. So I was watching something yesterday and it was very depressive, and I said, okay, it is depressive and it's reality, it's a real life story, but it's not my reality, so turn it off, And if you can turn off the stuff that around you like that, then you get your own reality. But again, there is a fear that, oh, what if my own reality is not good?
But that's another story.
Yes. So
Which that one off.
Yeah. So what is the metaphor that, or what you should say to yourself, that it doesn't have to be good? Maybe look at that reality and find out, what can I do for it to make it better for me? Or, but many people, as the Costa's question was very good, the soup thing, because we add so many stuff, and some of it is not maybe our own reality, nothing, maybe not good for us, but we heard from someone and they said, oh, this is very good, it goes with this, and then we put it. So as we are all living in a society, we need to be approved, we need to be good, we need, to live good realities, whatever. So it is a difficult thing to work on, but I will try. That's all I can say.
Yep. And after all that, you end up coming back to the present moment.
Yeah.
And it is as it is. I am as I am. And actually, all is well. So it's funny because even your expression of all of those things, now in this moment, when you look back at everything you just said, you could say, oh, that was all just a story.
Yeah.
So what's happening now? Oh, actually, I feel lighter, or I feel present, or maybe I'm confused, or whatever you are what you are now. And so this is the practice of, we just keep coming back to this. And when we keep coming back to this, whatever this is, this pain, this physical feeling, this hearing, this smelling, this thought, this emotion, whatever it is, we just keep coming back to what's happening now, keep connecting to it, seeing it as it is. We start to realize that it's all just in a state of flow and change, and I can't own and keep any of this anyway. So the mind just naturally starts to pull back from it. It says, oh, this is empty, this is not necessary, this is going to change. Not in a depressive way, but actually the mind then also says, so what's next? What will I experience next? What's going to happen today? So things are passing, but then things are also arising and becoming new and fresh. So at some point in our practice, we see things falling away and it does feel a bit depressing. But then if we continue our practice, then we start to see the arising of things becoming fresh and new and real and more sensuous, if you like, more vibrant than they were before. So just keep doing what you're doing, Bharana. You're on the right track. Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing. Jansu, just a second. Did somebody say something there before you? Just a sec. Seema. Thank you, Jeff, and everyone. We stay objective observer and honest with ourselves till next session and listen to your new stuff. Yes, new stuff every week. I'm very glad I got to join this, said Jansu. I felt like I'm back home. How beautiful. Home. Yeah. Grateful for our beautiful group. Hope to see you next week. Yeah. It's such a beautiful group. I'm really impressed, actually. Thank you, Jansu. Lovely to have you back home with us again. Yeah. And just a second, Mustafa. I'll just read these last couple of messages and then you can share. Thank you. Got to go, Jeff, said Susan Te. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Oh, yes, it's Christmas next Thursday, and I won't see you until next Saturday. I will continue to go on Saturday. Oh, but then the following Saturday, I won't be here because I will be on retreat. I'm leading a 4-day physical retreat here in Australia. And yeah, so I won't be here the week after next. So that should be like Saturday the 2nd, I think. Yeah, Saturday the 2nd of January. So, but I'll come in next week. Why not? And Oljai, be your own island, trust ourselves and our own wisdom, which is all evolving and changing. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yes, Mustafa, what would you like to share?
Hi, Jeff, and hi, everybody. I was like Costa. I took too much training, too much of everything. And meditation, health, subconscious, many different trainings. And I was like, lately, I was saying the same thing. What the shit? What do I do? What am I doing? Where am I going? Who am I? All of a sudden, I mean, I found out my answer came me like this, Jeff. My beliefs are so strong. My bone is so thick. I have to hear many times, 100 times, maybe 1,000 times. I'm not understanding because I'm so tight to understand.